third position, with Barry Jones in the Mazda breathing down both their necks. And look at Fury work in that little Nissan. You see, George Fury can win the Australian Touring Car Championship here today at Oran Park. If he wins this event, nothing Alan Moffat can do can beat him from here on in the Australian Touring Car Championship, and that's what George Fury wanted so desperately to do today. But when he blew the start, having to load up the turbocharger to get it to work, and he needs to actually blip the throttle, depress the clutch, get the turbo up to 7 grand, then go again and drop the clutch. And he blew it, and that's cost him another place now, as he's dropped back behind Barry Jones into 5th position.
Well, how did Jones squeeze through there to now set off after Alan Grice in 3rd position? Barry Jones, an expert at both Oran Park and Amaru Park, as they go past Laurie Nelson in the V6 Capri.
Fury has taken a gamble this weekend as well on tyres. He's running a very soft compound, softer than he's ever tried before. And that means that unless he's terribly smooth, the tyres can go off very quickly, and maybe that's what's happened right now.
So this is the battle for 3rd and 4th, and that's 4th place there at the moment. Barry Jones in car 41. Long gone in the distance are Alan Moffat and Peter Brock, and that's 3rd place there, Alan Grice in the STP Roadways car. And poor Alan, who's had such a good start to the championship and then fallen in a bit of a hole in the middle, has now got the opportunity to try and pull himself back out again with some more valuable points, because this is the penultimate round of the Australian Touring Car Championship, final coming up at Lakeside in Queensland. There's the leader, Moffat, Brock in 2nd position. The gaps between 1st and 2nd, 2.4 seconds. 2nd to 3rd, 4.4 seconds. And Fury's in trouble as they come up towards, should I say, Gibson. Gibson, car number 56. A little bit hard to pick the number from the distance as we watch Fury there behind Jones. So the man who was supposed to be running guard for, and one of the Camaro drivers also pointing in the wrong direction there.
That's
Mike Bergman.
That's Bergman spinning as Alan Moffat went through him. Bergman tried to get out of Moffat's way and instead got right into Peter Brock's way, claiming the apex of the corner, and good driving from Peter Brock to save himself in that situation as Fred Gibson heads for the pits in the first of the turbocharged Nissans, and that perhaps does not bode well for George Fury because the cars are supposed to be identical.
Coming up now to Lens in lap number 14, out to 32. And the gap is increasing between 1st and 2nd, now 3.8 seconds. Naturally enough, Brock was balked on that occasion by Bergman in the Camaro. Grice, Jones and Fury now without a teammate. News is that Greg Hansford has also worked through to 8th position in car number 31, so he's not offering too much to Alan Moffat at the moment either in car 43.
Hansford was off 11th grid position, so that gives an indication of the competitive nature of the field, that Greg can only get himself up to 8th position, picking up 3 places at this stage. Jones now all over Grice. What a good drive from Barry Jones. And Fury really tossing the Nissan around behind Jones.
Still stretching that gap. 4 seconds now, 4.04 seconds. Grice with Jones still ducking and weaving. He squeezed through on George Fury, and he might just upset things here at the 7th round. Jones hasn't been following the Touring Car Championship whilst Grice has been. see the positions, the top 3 positions after 15 laps out of 32. Moffat, Brock and Grice.
Moffat took over the lead in this race on lap 7. It's the earliest in any Australian Touring Car Championship so far this year that he's taken the lead. The previous time was at Wanneroo when he took the lead on lap 8, and then of course relinquished it later in the race when he took his demon pit stop for fuel. But Moffat this time is really going for it, taking the lead early and setting the pace.
And still stretching the gap to 4.5 seconds now. Second to third, 4.3 seconds. Moffat continues to get stronger, and Fury now the man who's starting to wiggle the tail of the Nissan Turbo Bluebird around a little. Inside rear wheel off the deck on that occasion through the left-hander.
And as Grice struggles to hold out Barry Jones, and indeed behind him George Fury. We spoke to Grice earlier, and not a happy Grice earlier, about his chances in this event.
Alan Grice, a fairly quick time, a good performance from your point of view, no doubt.
Yes, we were happy with it. I thought a perfect lap in a Commodore would probably be worth about a 15.9, but that'd certainly stop it. So at a 16.4, we did about 3 of them in the 2 sessions. So we're pretty pleased with that time, pretty pleased with the consistency of that time. And the other thing that we've got a fairly long run here at Oran Park from the start line to the first corner. So that initial torque from the V8s may place Brock and I in a good position for the first corner.
And what's going to happen once you are out the front?
That's car 3, Bergman in the Chevy Camaro. It looks like he's lost his front wheel. He was the man who spun earlier, almost at the same point, 1 corner back to get out of the way of Alan Moffat, and this time round he's put it on its roof.
And even broken the concrete barrier, so he's slammed into the fence.
Oh, look at that. The driver appears to be still in the motor car.
Leaders go through, that's Brock in second position.
Fire marshals in attendance. But they're going to need the rescue crew to get him out of there by the looks of it.
Roof is jammed, the doors are shut on the vehicle.